to Episode 2, Season 2 of The Huddle, here live on our Blue Bombers YouTube page. I'm Ed Tait of BlueBombers.com. Pleased to be joined this week by Devin Adams, defensive tackle of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Appreciate you, buddy. Listen, before we get going, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're proud to do this show every Tuesday at 3 o'clock from our fancy, smanchy new studios here at Princess Auto Stadium. So let's get right to it. Appreciate Devin for joining us this week.
Thank you.
Training camp starts on Sunday. Let's get right to this. We like to start the show off with a kind of icebreaker thing we call the Coors Light Chill Chat, where we get to know people, the guest a little bit more with some fun kind of questions. I hope they're fun.
Okay.
And it's brought to you by the official beer of the Blue Bombers, Coors Light.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light, the chill choice.
Coors Light Chill Chat. Quick hitters. Let's start with this, because we always like to start with food, okay? Because the players love the food questions. Yes. Game day meal. You're getting ready to play. What's your go-to? Chicken
Alfredo. Easy. I need my garlic bread, though. I need my garlic bread. Please don't forget it. Please. That's the only thing I ask. Don't forget.
They got the protein and the carbs right there. I like
That's it.
Okay, so if you have a cheat meal.
Ooh. Waffles, eggs, and syrup. A nice breakfast. Nice big breakfast. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so can you cook? Are you a kind of guy that likes to make your own stuff, or do you have to?
Yeah, I like to cook. I would hope so. Yeah, I can cook, man. I like to cook a little bit.
All right. So let's keep going on the food stuff here. So
Alrighty.
Our website lists you at 285 pounds. That sound about right? Or
290.
Oh, right on. Okay, so I'm curious about this. How does a guy your size keep the weight, or is that just natural? Because it's not easy for some people to keep the weight on.
Definitely not during camp. No. I would say the biggest thing is eating. The biggest thing is eating, and then getting in the weight room, getting after it. Again, you're going to burn calories in the weight room. So in a sense, if you get after it in the weight room, you have to get after it at the dinner table, So the more calories you burn, the more calories you have to intake. So I would think that's one of the biggest things is the calorie intake and eating the pastas and the breads and the rices. Let's not talk about vegetables, please.
I was going to, okay, you hinted at this before we came on air. So we might be in a brotherhood here. You're not a vegetable guy.
No. N-O, negative.
I'm not either, so we'll have a kinship. How do you get those vitamins and that protein or whatever you're supposed to get? I've been told the best thing, Jamal Westerman used to play for the Bombers, said, Hey man, I hate vegetables too, but here's what you do. You just dump them into a blender.
Boom.
He said, even put some ice cream in there and cheat. But you're getting, you're getting your vegetables in a blender. How do you get your vegetables? Do you just give up, or are you taking some still?
Some I give up. I'm like, I can't. Brussels sprouts, sorry, can't do it.
Yeah.
Zucchini, sorry, can't do it. Nah, a lot of like greens, a lot of smoothies, exactly the same thing. Smoothies, powders that have things like I said, greens and things like that. So throughout the years, it's been, again, a lot of smoothies and things because no green beans here.
No, green beans are out. I don't like asparagus.
Nope. Zucchini, eggplant.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nah, not me. Sorry.
And the Brussels sprouts? No.
Come on.
And then
what is that?
I don't know. Broccoli, the little trees?
No. And then people say put cheese on it. Come on.
It's ruining the cheese.
That's it. There you go.
Okay. Man, we got to get T-shirts made up because
Come
we got
on,
some.
Man. No vegetables allowed. No vegetables allowed.
Okay. If you're not playing, you're not practicing, you're not thinking about football, how do you kind of escape? What does Devin Adams do to get your mind free of the game for a little bit?
Well, first, I would definitely say I like to play a little bit of video games. I like to stream on Twitch a little bit from here and there. I like to read from time to time. And I like to skate. I like to roller skate.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, now the Twitch, I'm going to sound like an idiot here because I'm not a gamer. But what do you play then? For the people that do play, what are your...
Call of Duty, Apex, we got Fortnite, NCAA, you name it.
So this is funny because my sons are into that stuff too, and they watch guys playing games. Is that what you do?
Yeah.
What the hell is that? That's a whole big thing, hey?
It is. It's you expressing yourself while playing the game. You know what I mean? Like you're showing how good you are at the game, or if not so much good at the game, again, how much you're enjoying the game. So the camera comes into play, then your content, what you say, because you can't just sit there and play the game. You know what I mean? Like you have to say things, interact, people in the chat asking funny questions, things of that sort. So that's where it all comes about. That's how streaming is. Streaming is a thing of like they can come in there, they can connect with you, they can play the game with you if you like add them or the case may be. And if not, just sit there and give you a good conversation.
Okay, so I should be taking notes on this, right, Josh?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
And how many people would watch you then when you're playing? What's a good audience for you?
About 3 or 4.
Okay.
You got
now it'll go up.
No, of course. You got guys that are sitting 5,000 pretty, you know what I mean? Like 7,000 pretty. And then again, it takes time, you know what I mean? That's what they do. They're devoted because not to say it like that, but in a good way, like we have 30,000 watching us live on Saturdays, you know what I mean? And more than that. So it's the threshold of like, this is a streamer. This is what I do all day. So this is how I get all my viewers and all my revenue and everything all day. I play football. And then throughout the week, I'm going to work hard all day. And then on Saturday, there goes all the 30,000, 40,000, 100,000 on stream. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a whole industry I don't understand there. I feel like I'm
it's
ancient.
A science to
it. What did you do in your off season here?
I worked out in Nebraska, and then I worked for a nonprofit. So it's called Stay in School, Stop the Violence, and it's basically inner city based, and it's just trying to keep kids in school, keep them in school, and if they're athletes, man, put them on the field, let them run around. Don't have them just sit there. Don't have them telling them so much of not what they're doing wrong, because again, they are doing wrong, so to speak, and you get to a point where it's like, let's just take them out. Let's go have lunch. And then now after lunch, I'm going to come in and I'm going to check in on your work. So now like you have like, he took me to lunch. I trust him enough to like work a little bit harder. He told me to work a little bit harder. I'll work a little bit harder. You know what I mean? So then that's what we do. We just basically push the kids to work hard in the classroom. And once they go outside and are out and about outside the classroom, making sure they're doing the right things at home, doing the right things, going to the store, things of that sort.
So where were you?
In Nebraska.
Okay, but what city?
Elmwood, Nebraska.
Okay.
Small town.
Yeah. Well, good for you for doing that. How did you get into that?
It was basically like a connection. Yeah. He knew me from football. It was a guy, he runs it. His name is Jerry Davis. He runs it. And he knew me from football from years ago at Peru. And then he was like, hey, man, like, what are you doing in the off season? Didn't have much to do. Just working out, getting better, obviously. And he was like, hey, I need another hand on board. Can you help me out? And then we started going out to schools, started getting kids, bringing them into the facility, into the program, started working them out. Some of the kids, we started giving them tutors. And
wow.
Yeah, man, we're
good
moving.
for you. Wow, that's good stuff.
Definitely.
And I understand that Saturday is a big deal for you, this coming Saturday.
Yes, it is. I am graduating on Saturday, college. Yes, I am.
And what's the degree?
Business.
Okay, well, good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Saturday is the day where veterans are officially report, but so you're going to go to your grad?
Yep, I'm going to go graduate, and then I'll be right back in the car on the way back here to Winnipeg.
So,
Coach.
Yeah, just in case Coach is watching you.
Right, just in case we're not doing meetings or anything right now.
Yeah. Okay, here's a couple more.
Yep.
Favorite actor favorite actor.
Got to be Mark Wahlberg. I'm sorry.
Why do you say sorry?
Just because, man, it's his thing is a lot more like action based.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you would have to be like emotional and crying to be a good actor. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you got to be solid in a movie. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you cry in a war movie, it's a legit moment. Right. So
yeah,
Yeah.
He doesn't have a lot of range is what you're saying.
Exactly.
See, I like Jason Statham, and he has one voice, one monotone, and it's a
sorry.
That's right. I'm the beekeeper.
Hey, oh my
I'm
God.
the driver.
Listen, that's it, man. He's so good. He's so good.
Okay. Favorite musician, or what's on the number one song on your playlist?
Okay, I do instrumentals, and I know it sounds funny, but I do instrumentals and like very soothing type like bass instrumentals, and it's a European artist. He's called FK. His name is FKJ, and he does, like I said, he does a whole bunch of instrumentals and like soothing type of things. And daily morning, like wake up, read the book, I'll put that on.
Really? Eh?
On the way to the stadium, if I'm not like getting hyped up and getting ready, then I'll be listening to that. So yeah, FKJ. Check it out.
Do you even like? So let's say it's an hour before a game. Do you have that on in your, or is it?
No.
You got to bang into a locker.
No. We bang into a locker. We get after it. Bodies by Drowning Pool. Yeah, that's a whole. Hey, that's a whole different me. That's not who I. Listen, I'm Devin Adams right here, and when that song comes on, again, it's an hour before the game. There shouldn't be anybody else in the Winnipeg facility if they're not putting on a helmet. So, yeah,
Okay, Josh, let's do this year. Let's make, of all the recommendations, we'll make a playlist, and we'll call it the Huddle playlist.
Ooh.
So he's going to have
all the guys' tunes. I'll write it down. I'll make sure I write
instrumental,
it
and then something. What's the
FKJ, right?
FKJ.
And what's the
Right.
second one? Where to get
bodies, you know.
Okay, see, yeah. All right. All right. I like it. Josh, you got any quick hitters you want to jump in on here?
No, I'm good. I didn't come prepared today. Let's move on right along.
All right. So let's get to part two. Like we call this segment road traveled. So people want to know how you got to Winnipeg, and especially for a guy like you. I was looking this up today. So it lists your hometown as Miramar, Florida. Is that right?
Miramar, Florida. Yep.
Okay. Suburb Miami.
Yep.
Okay. I do some research here. It says it's the hometown of Geno Smith.
That's it.
Yeah, from the Las Vegas Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny Depp.
That's it. He went to my high school, sat in the same seats, baby.
Is that right?
He's a good actor too. Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny's watching, I'm sure, in between filming his next movie. Yeah. Well, so is Johnny Depp a big deal in Miramar?
Yeah, he is. He has like a whole picture and everything. And yeah.
Home of
Johnny Depp.
Yeah. It says here, I want you to tell me a little bit more about Miramar. But according to Wiki, it says it's Spanish for look at the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that. And some of the photos I saw online are pretty amazing. It looks like the coastal kind of beach town, right?
Mm-hmm. We're about 20 minutes away from Fort Lauderdale Beach, so it's not far. It's not bad. It's real nice.
So tell me a little bit about growing up there.
Okay. Well, we moved around just a little bit. I would say up until about 10 years old is where we like found home base, where I was gonna basically become Devin, let's say, so to speak. Miramar, Florida was a decent area. It was nice. There was a lot of things around us, a lot of like parks that I went to. We called it Optimist. So basically around up until high school, that's what we called Optimist.
Mm-hmm.
All the parks are around. They were closed, good parks. High school came around. And then it's good for the resources when it comes to things of that sort. Like when you go and you're in high school, you need training. You need, again, good food, things of that sort. So that's where it played a good part, where it was nice and it's a good area. It's nice, man. I like it. It's high. It's 20 minutes, like I said, 20 minutes away from the beach.
Yeah.
15 minutes away from South Beach, or like 30 minutes, sorry. 30
Yeah.
minutes, I'm being over exaggerating. About 30 minutes away from South Beach. It's nice. It's nice there.
Yeah. And then were you always a football guy, or what else did you play when you were growing up? How did you get hooked on the game?
Okay, so growing up, my dad liked to throw us in a lot of sports. 3 sports stuck for a little bit up until, like I said, about after the Optimist days, more closer to like what you guys would call grade school, like 9th grade, 10th grade. I played basketball, football, and baseball. Ran track a little bit in middle school, and then I put on big boy weight, and then no more track came around, and it was football and baseball time. Football and baseball through high school. Got a couple interests here and there, nothing crazy. College came around my first year. It was football, baseball, all up because I went to Peru for 4 years, where I graduated from for 4 years. First 2 years I played, and the last 2 were like, gotta pick a grind. Gotta pick a grind. Like it you don't necessarily have to, but this is at that point where it's like you do or die. It's a do or die. Either I'm going football or I'm going baseball. And so it was just like, all right, I'm gonna take this full season into football. I'm gonna take a season off of baseball. I'm gonna go all the way in, and one thing led to another, and then I got a call from Patriots, and then after that, came here to Winnipeg and changed my life forever.
So the baseball part of it, I'm a huge baseball fan. What were you, a
Yeah.
pitcher? What were you?
Pitcher, third base, and outfield.
And so you could bring the heat then if you're a pitcher, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, you said you had to choose, right?
Mhm.
What made you pick football over baseball?
It was the door being open. It was the door being open. After that last year, I got a couple calls from like different coaches. Did I get a call from this NFL coach or this NFL? I got like 2 or 3 calls from 2 or 3 different teams, and it was like I got a whole nother year. I got 2 defensive players under my belts. Like, you know what? Like, not to say it like that. I didn't have pitcher of the year. I didn't have batter of the week for, you know what I mean? And it got to a certain point, you just got to be real. And it's not like being unrealistic or like not believing yourself. It's like being real, what's here right now. So what was here right now was, again, the 2 DPOYs, the couple of calls. I had a pro day in March for my junior year. So it was just like running a 40 just to see where you're at. Talked to like 3 or 4 coaches, and it was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Let's go this way.
I remember last year when because you missed rookie camp, right? You kind of
Yeah.
parachuted in about a weekend to camp, even, right?
Yeah, it was the Wednesday of the second week,
Yeah.
or Tuesday of the second week.
And then you played in a game a couple
On
days
Saturday, 4 days later.
Well, let's
3
go
days
back to that
later, yeah.
because, let's start with this. First of all, Peru State. That's the first time I ever heard of it when we signed you last year.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to you last year. You have to paint the picture for people because I didn't know where Peru State was. I thought right away the country Peru.
Yeah.
And then it's in Nebraska, right?
Yeah.
And you have to paint the picture again of the first time you see Peru, Nebraska, and tell people what it's like.
So let's start with corn. Let's start there. Fly down. You're about an hour out from Peru. You land in a major city, Omaha. And like I said, you get out, a little bit of cornfields, not too bad, because you're in a city. 20 minutes in, straight cornfields. Riding 20 minutes in, stop at a small major city. Well, not a small major city. A smaller city called Nebraska City. And that's where the Walmarts and all the stores are. And then you got a 20-minute haul all the way on this one long road. Make one left, and you're Peru State. Small, you turn in, small town, horses on the right and the left. You come in, there's a Casey sitting on the right, one gas station. And then
People
you
are
keep
still riding horses and stuff? Like, is this a Wild West? It sounds
Oh
like.
God, listen. You better be looking around, riding around with the pistols on their hips. Listen, they get after it and they take that farming and everything serious, which is good though.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like I said, you drive in and once you drive past that little bit, you think like, oh, it's like super, super, super country. Drive past trees a little bit, like I said, another about quarter of a mile, and then nice, beautiful trees, nice dorm, the Plex. Then you come around the corner, you see the campus, and it looks nice. And then you drive around and you see the beautiful Oak Bowl. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So what would they get for a game? How many people?
I would say 500 to 1,000, maybe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It just shows you how much people, the NFL, how deep they're going to go to scout when they're finding you.
Listen, they're going to find you. If you can play ball, they're going to find you. If you can play ball, they're going to find you.
And I always thought this was interesting. We talked about this a bit last year when I first got to know you. You punted at Peru State.
yes, I did.
And not many defensive tackles that drop back to punt.
Yeah, that came about in high school. It was baseball, like I said. So the baseball thing was going on, and again, everybody says they talk to a coach. I had interest out of high school to be like signed undrafted out of high school for baseball. So my 11th grade year, I wasn't able to play like that. And I know it's like, who said you couldn't play? My coach, my baseball coach. Yes, this is. So moral of the story is I started kicking the ball forward, the one off the tee, just with my toe, not like Jeremiah Sergio. And they were like, can you punt? Like, just try to punt. First one went up and never went back.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I've seen you punt, and like Jamison and the guys that do it every day, they want the high arcing spiral.
Perfect.
You kicked the snot out of it, basically, right?
That's it. I just want to kick it and just get the ball down there because if they need me to kick, then it's because the guys are tired and we're just trying to get it done.
Yeah, those are pretty good numbers as a punter.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I was up in the 40, like the 40-yard range. I was all conference, first team twice for punting. So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Well, so then obviously you're the Bombers' emergency punter. If something.
That's it, baby. And emergency quarterback.
Really?
I want to. Coach is like, no, sit down.
They can't put a play in for you?
He
That
did.
would be something. Okay. We'll have to get into Jason Hogan's ear a little bit
Yeah,
here to
right.
design something for you. I think it's pretty cool that you played in Peru, Nebraska. So now you're Peru State representing, right?
Yeah, man, yeah.
How did now the tryout with the Patriots, right?
Yep.
They found you, or how did they find you? Were you at one of your pro days?
One of the pro days, yes. The way, like I said, it started with the 11th grade year. I'm sorry, the junior year.
Yeah.
So it was the junior year pro day. I got a little interest. Like I said, that was one of the teams that was like, oh, we're interested in you. Good season, blase, blase. We'll be in touch. And then they came to the last actual pro day, my senior year, and a couple numbers were exchanged, and they called me on draft day after the draft and everything, and they was like, we're going to bring you in, and you know what I'm saying, just like for the camp. Not signed or anything, but we're going to bring you in for the camp and give you a little chance to show us what you got.
Yeah. So when you were in New England last year, right, it was a rookie camp, or did you rub shoulders with some of their regular guys, or how did that work?
Nah, it was more so rookie camp.
Yeah.
We didn't see anybody really there. It was honestly, I would compare it to it right now, but just with less guys because we have a couple guys in the facility that are working. We're about to get ready, obviously, to come back. No, I would say it was more so very light on the returners, but like all the new guys were there, yeah.
We're going to get to the next part about your getting to Winnipeg and your first impressions and all that, but got to give a shout out here to one of our other major sponsors, Duron Equipment, right? Josh, let's go with that.
All right, we're back. Anyways, my mic is back now. Duron Equipment, great supporters of the show. We have a new commercial coming for them. It's not made yet. We're working on it. But they support the jersey giveaway. We're going to be doing a jersey giveaway in a bit here. Not quite yet. But we're going to be giving away a Devin Adams jersey to a fan hanging out in the chat.
And we are going to have questions to a segment for...
They're already rolling in. We're
Okay,
gonna save it for
beautiful.
later. We got questions rolling in.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so the next chunk of our show here, Devin, I'm fascinated by this. So the Patriots say, hey, thanks for coming out. And then how does Winnipeg get on your radar? How did this happen?
The gracious Danny McManus. Danny McManus, he emailed me by the grace of God. I don't know how he found me. My old coach used to coach with him and live around the same area, but I think he would just probably just connected him and he just put two and two together like, oh, I used to live around him, I guess. And sure enough, I saw an email come through and I was like, yeah, no problem. Definitely.
Yeah. So
I would definitely not mind.
Did you have to obviously you have to do some research on Winnipeg and the Blue Bombers. Did you know anything about it?
I didn't know not one thing about Winnipeg. And I had to pull up one page to know, oh, that's the place to be.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What was the page?
It was the Instagram page.
Okay.
Literally. It sounds so funny. Like it was a video about K-Law. I wish I was lying to you guys. It was a video about K-Law. He made a crazy catch. It was a video of Willie Jefferson. He made an outstanding play. We were just talking about it yesterday. And it was just like the energy, like the way it looked, the way they were going about their day. Like I said, the way it, and not just trying to be sweet to y'all. It was like the way the page was set up and everything was legit. And I was just like, yeah, man. I can't believe definitely. I want to do this.
Yeah.
So you're not just saying that because the social media team is sitting in the studio.
No.
I just want you to make sure that
Yeah,
you've been paid to say this.
That's
you're not
why.
saying this under duress.
That's why I had to make sure that I said that before.
This is a true story. This is a true story.
I promise.
You will be paid afterwards by these guys.
No, but it's a funny word they use now. It's called aura. It's just it was the energy around it, and it was like I said, the demographics, the wins, the the people that are here, the names that are here, and yeah, it comes to names like, yeah, you worried about the good guys, you worried about, and then you get into the actual organization, and you're like, you're more than a name. Like it's and like directly, like just again, not trying to sugarcoat, like it's more to like Brady than just like, oh, a crazy running back. He's cool. He's down to earth. There's more than just a superstar number 5. No, he's down to earth. He's trying to get you better. You know what I mean? Like there's more to a mean old lineman, Patty and Chris. No, they're super sweet, hilarious individuals. So no, definitely it was the energy around it, and then once you get to experience it, it's over.
I gotta jump in again. We had some guests in chat.
I know it. I know.
We got some guests in chat here. This one person says he's lying. They say he's my locker room buddy and he's lying, and that's from Sergio Castillo.
Oh my
Sergio,
God.
have you got nothing better to do
Like,
than be trolling on our show? What's going on here?
and I was gonna get you a new bottle of peppermint for the sauna. Okay.
I
Yeah.
have a follow-up question before we get back on track because we're off the track already.
Yeah.
This
There was
question-
no track.
This question is, who's a better Call of Duty player, you
Oh my God.
or Miles Fox? Don't lie.
Devin Taylor Adams.
There you go.
That guy Miles is the worst Call of Duty player ever.
This is where I should interject because when my kids started playing Call of Duty, they asked Dad to play. And all I did, because I didn't know what I was doing, I did spun around in 360 shooting the ground. And they were laughing. And they still bring it up years later. I'm sorry, I stopped playing that. Was scarred by that moment.
Oh.
Just thought I'd interject with that.
Someone else said, I don't know if this is for you or for Sergio. I'm not sure, but they falls asleep, fresh made bowls of cereal next to him without eating them.
Yo.
Okay.
I feel like there's a story there.
Is there?
That's wow.
That's a very detailed little.
No, it's not detailed.
Okay.
It's too detailed. It's telling my business. I get tired. I'm sorry, I'm in a bowl of cereal and I got tired. That's it.
Well,
It's a
somebody
one-time
was
thing?
A one-time thing.
somebody was really struck by that they get in there and
Oh
make a
my
comment
no,
about it.
yeah,
Okay.
'cause I know who was struck by it. The person who had to clean the bowl of cereal up.
okay. All right. Yeah.
Back on track.
And there is
Yeah.
no track.
There's
That's what the
no
beauty of the
track.
show.
You're
There
right
is no
on it,
track.
baby.
Okay, so back to coming to Winnipeg for the first time, and like we said, you got to camp a couple days before a game, and I went back and read the first time I talked to you was during maybe the second day you were here, and you were talking about the adjustments you have to make to the game and learning about it, and you said that your first practice, all you kept hearing was Adams, get back, Adams, get back up, because you have to get used to the yard off the ball, right?
Yeah.
But that was a crash course for you.
Yeah.
To get here, and then how many days later you're in a game?
3, 4, technically 4.
Yeah.
Because the last day's a walk.
Right. And it's a different game. Just talk
Yeah.
about the adjustments you had to make and in a hurry, too.
Well, I guess exactly. We can start with just the beginning, like the 1 yard off. It's a step. It's a game of inches. You know what I mean? It's not. It's not like, oh, it's just one extra step. It's a one extra step of preparation. And it sounds funny but deep. Like one extra step of preparation, one extra step of an approach, one extra step of my plan. Because these guys work like some of these guys are vets. I'm going against tackles and guards that have been in the league for 7-8 years. That 1 yard off, they've been playing it since high school. You know what I mean? So there's guys like that, and then you got to be already. Like you're already a yard off the ball. You need to get off that ball right now. The actual game speed. So after getting off the ball, boom, after being a yard off, then we get off. It's the game speed. You need to decide. Like you have 3 different directions. You have 3 different moves. You have 3 different things that can be done in one play. If I'm on this side of you, if I'm in the middle of you, or if I'm on the side of you. You know what I mean? Like you have to be able to decipher a whole play, a whole direction, where I'm going, who my next key is, who my next guy is. And step. Then there's that. And then again, after the snap, after you figure out the play that's going on, then now it's like the technique I have to use. When I played at Peru, the technique wasn't as detailed. I mean, I don't think any college is really as detailed as any professional team. Some are, but moral of the story is it was the technique and the little things that was like, oh man, like,
Not just brute strength anymore, right?
Nope. It's not just strength. It's not just speed. There's speed, technique, power, hands, feet, core, hips. You know what I mean? Like there was so much with that. And like I said, the technique part was, I think that was the hardest part to probably grasp, was the technique part. Because the first two, you kind of get accustomed to it. Like you play ball long enough, that first step is like, boom, okay, like first step. All right, that's fine. Now I have to put my hands in the right spot all the time. All the time. So there's that. And then I would say with like the last 2 points, 1 point would be like the little things, running to the ball. Ooh.
There's a lot of running up here.
Mr. O'Shea gonna make you run to that ball. Mr. O'Shea gonna make you run to that ball. And if Mr. O'Shea is pushed to, then 5, 6, number 1, they gonna lay into you. And yeah, you don't want players laying into you. So you're gonna run to that ball. And then the last one would be just like, it's funny, but celebrating. Coach says, like, what do they mean to you? When you celebrate, you're trying to like, look at me, feel me. Why? You want them to feel us, like we here. Like you made a play on this team. That's how he explains it. And I think that was, and for the last point, I think that was one of the biggest things. I was like, man, like, I think I'm really getting into professional ball. Like,
That's kind of deep when you think of it.
what?
So how do you celebrate?
Like, you just turn around to your teammates and yell as loud as you can at the top of your lungs and headbutt them as hard as you can. And they're going to do it right back to you every single play.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how some coaches think like that, because I remember talking to Coach O'Shea about this a couple years ago, and he said he's not necessarily a soccer guy, but he said, you ever notice in soccer when a guy scores a goal, he runs away from his teammates to celebrate, right? Where hockey guys get together, football guys, by and large, get together too. It's a funny thing. But
I'm going to tell you why I'm laughing. Yeah. Coach.
Okay, go. Let's hear it.
Oh, so Coach, he has a soccer jersey that we have, and he gives out on Sundays for the people who score a touchdown and they run away from people.
Oh, really?
So it's like it's funny you bring that up, because it's a little tradition that we have every Sunday. Coach gonna bring out that jersey, everybody going, oh, and then he's gonna show the clip of someone scoring a touchdown and going to Helen in seat 127 up in row 420. She don't care about you. She worried about the team scoring, but you worrying about her going. So Coach going to just throw you out the jersey. It's funny you said that, though, about the soccer team.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not necessarily a thing that you're trying to get. I
No.
can't wait to get the soccer jersey.
No,
All
you
right.
do not want it, because as soon as you get it, shame.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All
Yeah.
right. I was thinking, too, what a cool story for you, right? Because, like we said, you arrive a few days before a preseason game. You get into action right away. Team has a real good year, goes to the Grey Cup. It must have been a bit of a whirlwind, right? Like a lot all at once for a guy that, a week before you weren't sure if you're going to be where you're going to be playing football, and then
At all,
all
yeah.
this stuff happens in a row. Maybe
Yeah.
big picture, what do you take away from last year?
No, of course. It was, and if this goes out to anybody who's in that moment of where you don't know, keep working. I'm not gonna switch it to make it motivational. It was the whole, like, I gotta keep working. Like I gotta keep going. I gotta make sure that I'm flowing. Because when I did come in, I did get the chance to play. It wasn't I gotta get ready. Like, man, they didn't pick me. Oh, I gotta get ready. It was like, man, they're gonna pick me. They're gonna pick me back. They got me. Let's go. So it was like that. Like, I gotta turn it on moment. And then turned it on, and it was like, even though I turned it on, which is good as professional, because you have room to get better. Some people, you know what I mean? Like some people, whoever feel like they don't need to get better. I was like, I turned it on, and I'm barely at 25% with these guys. And they're on year 7, 8, 9. They got kids, mortgages, and stuff. And I can barely roll with them. Like, so, no, it was, you better wake up. Like, you better get to it. And then, again, like I said, the year went about. I got sad a couple of times. Like I said, that's where that little bit of threshold where I was pushed back, it caught up. You know what I mean? It's like the little things, it matters. Again, the game of inches, making the right step, not making the right step. So that part, The beginning of the year was a little bit more the slow side, which is good. Felt good. Made the team. Was rolling. 4 sacks, 4 games, or 3 sacks, 3 games. You know what I'm saying? And then middle of the year, slowed down. Middle of the year sped up because I was going at the beginning of the year, and now we watch film. Now we know how to stop you, but I'm still doing the same thing. So then it sped up in the middle, and towards the end, that's where it slowed down. Now I realize what I'm doing wrong. Now I realize, like, the little things, the mental came around, then the physical came around. Then it's like, I don't appreciate it. I'm appreciating the ups and the downs, and like I'm not moving too fast anymore. I'm not just moving through the season. Towards the end, it felt like, all right, I sat down. Okay, I got sat down this week. I started doing good this week. Okay, bet. And then towards the end, it kind of came into a, all right, now I know. It's like a little funny thing that I said, like, now I understand it. That's what it was. At the end of the year, it was like I understand it. I understand why I sat down. I understand why we went to the Grey Cup. I understand why we were 0-4. You know, like there was just a whole bunch of, I know now, I know, I see it.
Well, that's one of the things that Coach O'Shea talks about too, is that leap that you make in the second year, because the first year can fly by, and if you're not learning from it or trying to get better, then the second year can be dangerous. But if you take advantage of what you've learned, sounds like you have, you probably can't wait to get going again, right?
Definitely
because
can't.
Yeah.
Can't, definitely, because all the work that's been put in, and everybody is. So, like, this is a disclaimer, and this is not to take away from this story, but it's just like, because everybody's working on it. Everybody's giving their all. But definitely, no, I can't wait. All the work that I done put in, and the things that happened over the break, the way that they were supposed to happen, the things that happened before the season ended, like, all of that came into play again. So, yeah, it's time. It's time to strap up and go.
You know, it's funny too, because I can remember last year, you know, again, talking to you during training camp, and then as the season goes along, you just say, "Hey, Devin, what's going on?" And you'd say, "I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed." You said that all the time. I'm blessed. And then I remember talking to you too in August at the Bombers had a golf tournament at Niagara, and you were raving about how much fun how much you like Winnipeg. And people from Winnipeg, I don't know if you noticed this, we have a bit of a inferiority complex sometimes. And people make fun of Winnipeg, but you're one of those guys that, like, I saw Adam Lowry, the captain of the Jets, defending the city the other day, and you're one of those guys that really seemed to like it here.
Yeah, man, it's great people. It's a community, man. It's how we look at down in the States is like crazy fans for the Chiefs or whatever. It's like, in a good, like, this is the crazy fans. This is the loving place. This is the place where the fans love and the fans care. The fans are gonna DM you and tell you good luck, and whether you read it or not, I don't care. Like all the DMs I get from all you guys that are in, like, on the Rifles and all the other teams, man, I promise I see every single last one of them. Like, them just saying, "Devin, good job. Welcome to the CFL. Welcome to Canada." Like, I appreciate all that. Like, it's the little things like that that make Winnipeg what they are, because it's not just, oh, you come out here and play football, oh, we idolize you. Like, oh, it's just no. Like, we feel you, we like you, we understand you, we bring you in. So
we're going to get to fan questions in a little bit here, but one of the things that I find is kind of cool is you've really embraced this and embraced the opportunity, and you're where you're at, like to keep your feet on the ground where you're at, sort of thing. I find it interesting sometimes that a guy from Florida has kind of found a second home here in Winnipeg, Canada, a place you didn't know much about when you first landed, right?
yeah,
It's kind of cool, don't you think?
Yeah, of course. It's something, again, like, you gotta get used to. I like the quote. Listen, disclaimer: do not think you can come to Florida. Do not think you can come to Winnipeg from Florida just because you want to be all happy in Gilmore. You better be ready to get cold. They got to plug in their chargers in the winter. You got to be ready to be cold, man. You got to be ready to be cold.
That was a shout out to the people in Florida. Okay,
Listen,
yeah.
I got back 2 days ago and I was like, why is there a plug? Yep, I forgot. You got to plug in your, that's
Okay.
Plug in your battery.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some questions, Josh. Let's go rock and roll.
We got some information.
Oh, here we go.
We got some questions. We got lots of stuff. But first, up this
Hey, baby.
Sign up. There it is. It worked.
Beauty.
The
Technology.
technology, right?
Look at you.
So there's a link in the chat. Type exclamation. That giveaway. Up in there. Okay. You have to be able to pick it up in the bottom. I know there's people watching from aren't Winnipeg, etc. What a good reason to come down. That link, sign up for the jersey giveaway. Yeah, while we're gonna come in here from I don't know if this is Ari Flores.
Yeah.
Devin used to backflip. Talking about
Yeah, in high school, we, me and my mans, PT, Alex, Mike, Marcus, all the baseball guys, we used to enjoy it, man. We used to be out there having fun, and sometimes they used to test our athleticism as baseball players, man. We had to show them that we could do it, and used to bust a couple backflips just here and there.
Can you still do a backflip?
Yes, I can.
Really, hey?
Yeah, we'll do it when I'm a little bit more warmed up. I just had to work out today. My legs.
there's too
How
much
about-
gear in here.
Nah, man.
Too much gear in here.
If you,
Yeah, no. I
if
got you. We'll take a video outside and we'll bring you back to the chat. We'll let them see.
Okay, so if you got a defensive touchdown this year,
I'm gonna do a backflip.
you will, hey?
I'm going to do a backflip DP. I'm sorry, coach. I might have to sit for the next play. I'm gonna do a backflip and score a defensive touchdown.
I love it. Well, I'm ready for that. Then. There's a whole story to
It's
be
gonna happen
told.
the first game
Yeah.
of the season. I'm like, oh no, I gotta do it now.
Okay, next one, Josh.
Next one. I'm having some issues with my audio here. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, it sounds better, I think, on my end. My good child says, what CFL stadium do you least like to play in the East and the West?
That's a tough one because
What's-
usually it's the best one.
Yeah,
What's the
it
least
is.
one?
I don't want to say worse, man, because I'm so stuck up about. Like, it sounds funny. I'm so like stuck in playing in a CFL field. I promise. I wish I was not. I'm being for real. The field that was most weird was probably Toronto's because they got grass, and then right at the edge of their touchdowns is
Yep.
turf,
Yep.
and then one of the other touchdowns is AstroTurf. So that's a little. You got to bring your cleats. You got to bring specific cleats for this week, guys.
Yeah.
You need 2 or 3 cleats.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I think they fixed that now, haven't they?
I think so, probably,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah,
They
it's
gotta
not
get it
a
right.
fix. So I think it had to do with TFC, the soccer team, being there. They had to play on real grass, but then field wasn't big enough, and blah blah blah. Okay, next question.
This next one comes from the same person that was talking about the cereal before.
Okay.
It's not. It doesn't sound like it's as in the weeds, but this person says, real ones know Devin hit 3 home runs at Peru in one game.
Oh my gosh.
Talk to us about that. That sounds pretty impressive to me.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I had one game. The game I was late to, so yes, I'm gonna say something to combat that. Yes, it was the game I was late to. But coach put the bat in my hand. By the grace of God, we let 3 of them ride that game. Because we had a doubleheader. So the first at bat I think was a walk. The next 2 for that game were a home run. The first one for the next one was a home run, and then the next ones were a walk. And it was a pretty good time that weekend.
See, I want to see you swing a bat.
Yeah.
I want to see you do a backflip.
Got you.
So that let's. I don't know how we can combine those two, but maybe the back swinging the bat is part of the touchdown celebration into the backflip.
Wow. So throw the ball up, smack it, backflip, boom, flag. All right, that's fine.
Okay.
All right,
Any
that's
more
out.
jo-
That idea is out.
Yeah.
Next comment is from Alexander Crowley, and he
Oh.
says, I caught Devin in high school. He threw 90 miles an hour. No cap. And for Ed, that means I'm not lying.
Yes.
Oh, is that what
yes.
it means? Okay.
Yeah.
No
Thank
cap. You can add that to your arsenal.
you. Writing this down.
Yeah, man. Me and my guy Alex used to
So
get
that's your
after it.
catcher.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. That's my
Thanks
guy.
for
That's-
jumping in.
That's the best. That's the best man right there. We used to get after it. Like I said, in high school, that was the big time where I would say I don't want to say I took it the most serious, but again, in college, I knew there was still some type of like maybe being able to go to the NFL. So we used to just grind it out, man. Like I said, me, him, Marcus, my best friend Ashton, like Mikey, we used to all just get after it in high school, man. And yeah, I was able to get 90 out of this thing towards the end of the year, man.
So did you have a curve? Did you have some other pitches too?
Yeah,
A knuckler and
fastball, two seam, change up, curveball, and slider.
Gotta get
Okay.
some sort of like sports triathlon video going on here. A little bit of
So,
baseball, a little bit of football.
Are you were you a Miami Marlins guy or what was your club?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Oh, that's awesome.
You used to
Good
try to
call.
get it, man.
Thanks for the catcher for
Hey,
No
that's my
kidding, man.
guy.
He's got some friends hanging out.
yeah.
Do we want to do a few more comments, questions, or do we want to move along to our next part here, Ed?
No, let's go. Let's keep going with
Keep
the
ripping
questions.
fan questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Again, reminder for everyone hanging out: exclamation point giveaway. Get in that jersey giveaway. Win a Devin Adams jersey. Okay, you got to be able to pick it up in the Bomber store, and we will reach out to you via email. Okay, we'll reach out via email. Not on socials, so don't fall for any scams. We will email you, set up a time for you to pick out your jersey size and get that jersey. All right, coming through here. This is another question from a fan. They say, is there an O lineman you found the most difficult to go up against last year?
For sure. It would have to be between probably the center from Montreal. He was real nice. I forgot his name. He's cool, man. We and him, we actually talk after the game a lot. He was good work. Lawrence. There we go. Lawrence. And probably, I forgot his name from Ottawa. It was the right guard for Ottawa, man. He gets after it. Now Blodek, the other one across from, but
Not Drew
man, Ottawa,
Desjardins?
they got
Drew Desjardins would have been
boom. There you go.
Okay, yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
Former
they
Bomber.
get after it, man. Those guys, yeah, they go to work, as in every guard does. You know what I mean? Not discrediting any of them because they're all, again, professional athletes for a reason, and the boys go to work. But yeah, man, throwing every curveball that I got, and boys were able to catch it for sure.
Next one's from Quez Oliver, and he says, one thing you loved about Peru.
One thing I loved about Peru. That's a lot. It's the like welcoming, like just loving. It's kind of like it's a little bit like Winnipeg. I would compare it to Winnipeg, like just unconditionally loving someone, loving, like, you know what I'm saying, taking the time out to find out about someone, research them, look into them, look at their background. You know what I mean? Not just judging a book by its cover. It's that taking them in, loving them. Like everybody in Peru is good peoples, man. They show love down from Zach's Bar up to Casey's to the Oak Bull up to the Calf, man. It's all love throughout Peru, man. And that's probably the top thing from Peru. I definitely love, man, and the people there.
You've always raved about that place, and it's interesting to me that a guy from, basically the suburbs of Miami would, like, those are important years for somebody, right? And you kind of found yourself a bit there, would you say?
100%. I wouldn't say, and I'll be like this. I wouldn't even say a bit. I would almost say completely. I would say about a quarter of myself, like what I generally want in this life now. Was found, like, I went there with about a quarter of myself. You know what I mean? And I met my amazing girlfriend. Like I said, I started to unravel the career I wanted to. I started to chase and pursue the major I wanted to. And like I said, man, it became me. It became a part of me. Like, all right, now, like, I'm about to, like, again, with the Winnipeg thing, I'm about to start taking advantage of all this. I'm about to start going through with this. So, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Got another question. It's from Alex again, and he says, "Is there anything you can bring from your baseball game to help you in your football game? Is there any skills that translate between the two sports?"
Mental. Easy. Mental. You know, I don't want to say like I'm only talking to you. For everybody, like, he knows in baseball, man, everything is mental. It's 80% mental, 20% physical, and like, you have to sit there and look at a little white ball coming at 90 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like, you have to catch and receive, like somebody hitting a ground ball 100 miles an hour off the ground. There's that part, and then there's a part where if I throw a ball at you 10 times and you hit it 3 times, you're a legend.
That's right.
You're a legend. Not good, a legend. So you mean to tell me this don't really get you ready for real life? Baseball don't get you ready for real life? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that it's the mental part. That mental part, again, losing, getting knocked down, getting struck out, missing a fly ball. and then waiting for that very next pitch that's about to come because it is about to come, and then you catch the next pitch or you hit that next ball. So
There's a certain similarity. It sounds kind of weird between baseball and football in that Zach Claros talks about you have the ability to snap and clear. So in baseball, you pitch, it's
clear.
You hit out of the park, or you get strike a guy out. Next pitch is independent of what just happened. Same in football. You got to snap. You got to the quarterback. Yeah, you got to clear and you can start all over again, right?
Just like that. One snap, it could be you getting pancaked by again the guards or whatever, and then the next play, you bat a ball down and you accidentally knock it into Willie Jefferson's hands, or you bat a ball down and accidentally knock it into your hands, and you run back for a 60-yard touchdown, hit a home run, and do a backflip.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
man.
The mental part. Yeah,
The
I like
mental.
that.
The mental.
That was a good question.
Next question's about what's your favorite thing about playing in the CFL? Another good one.
That is a good one. I'm going to give you a funny answer, and I'm going to give you a good answer. The funny answer is, I'm a professional, dog. But the second part will be just being able to continue to do what I do, man. Just like be able to continue to do what I love, not do what I do what I love at the professional level, and just continue to learn, continue to get better, continue to stay in the weight room, I know some people don't like it, and some of us, we absolutely love it. Continue to beat on my body, continue to get tired and be able to be able to get tired and be able to come out here and then look at someone being dead tired with me and be like, bro, come on, let's go. Like, this is fun. You know what I mean? Like, that is something that's like, yeah.
You're one of those guys that really seems to appreciate the moment and soak it up, whereas, you are enjoying every day. Because
Definitely.
I think it seems to me that you understand that you're not going to get to do this forever, so kind of soak it up while you can. Am I?
Definitely not, yeah. It was, so, and this will kind of wrap up because we weren't able to completely finish the backstory. It was, It was my freshman year. So my freshman year, it was kind of like, I felt like Macho Man or whatever, did good, had a great first year, and life happened, and like bills, grades, studying, working, became a thing, and it was like I wasn't living a real life. I was like living a strict college life. So then I fell. So then it got taken away from me. So then I had another year. That's my sophomore year, where I had to sit at home. So then it was completely done, ground zero. Where do I go from here? And then that was year 3, Peru, 4, 5, 6, and then where I'm at now. So the biggest thing or the moral of the story is because it was taken away from me, and it was to a point where I felt like I didn't care. So then when it was all like, oh, you don't care? That's fine, bro. I'm going to put you at that point. God put me at that point where it was like, all right, I'm going to see if you really don't care. I'm going to take it away from you. And you're not going to have no sight of it. No sight of it. So if you really don't care, you won't find no type of match to light or like something like, that's fine. And then it was like, I told you cared. You made a couple calls. Like, you had to make, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
It was that you have to do it on your own because you're at rock bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we all need to get humbled a little
That's
bit, right?
it. As simple as that. I will 1,000% be attest to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Right on.
Next question. True or false? You have a twin brother.
False. I have a brother that looks exactly like me. Come on, like.
I don't know where these questions come from. There's inside
No,
knowledge
yes.
here. It's good.
I don't know either. Look,
have a
I'm just the
twin.
guy reading the chat. I didn't do any fact checking. Our research earlier was on Wikipedia.
I have
Obviously, I didn't do any
technically
fact-checking.
2 twins, but we're not identical. One's younger and one's the same age as me.
Wait, what?
I know it's. Listen, I have a good friend that me and him are exactly alike, and my little brother, me and him, you couldn't tell us apart.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right.
And then maybe we'll wrap up with one more question. We got about 5 or 6 minutes left, and then I'll leave Ed to finish off here. You have a favorite thing to eat in Canada that you can't get in the States?
Ooh, them all dress ruffles. Oh my God. Oh no. Tim Hortons, that white hot chocolate. Woo. Hey, if you don't get yourself a cup of white hot chocolate, sorry, you're not living.
They don't have white hot chocolate in the States?
They don't have Tim Hortons white hot chocolate.
See,
Blue Bomber partner Tim Hortons.
there you go.
White Hot
And
chocolate.
also a shout out to Ruffles, all dressed.
Hey, shout out to Ruffles, all dressed. Put everything on.
Okay, anything else there jumping out at you, Josh?
Winnipeg Sports Talk just rated us.
Beautiful.
As we're wrapping up, we want to thank them. Shout out to them as usual.
Always those guys.
But,
Hustler and Remo have been great friends of our show.
I'll let
Appreciate
you
it.
close her up, and then if anything else pops up, I'll jump in.
So yeah, listen, it's a big weekend for you. I appreciate you squeezing us in here because it starts to get busy. You got to go back to Peru to get your graduation, and you're going to be in the car a lot to get back to Winnipeg for training camp. So I appreciate you squeezing us in, Devin. It
Thank
was a
you,
great
man.
chat. You got so much energy. I love it.
Thank you.
And yeah, I appreciate you joining. I appreciate Coors Light and Duron Equipment, our two major sponsors. Don't forget to like and subscribe every Thursday at 3 p.m. live on the Blue Bombers YouTube page. See you next Tuesday, we hope.